going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we had a wild day in cryptos and stocks. And guys, if you didn't figure out the Fed is manipulating this baby, I don't know what to tell you. But as I told you, the Fed was pushing down those yields, and cryptos made a small comeback, and stocks made a very big comeback, and I'm going to talk about that on the stock channel. But I keep getting the question, are we going to head lower? And yes, guys, but we have to follow the Fed. We have to make sure we're looking at those indicators. We know the Fed is not what? Rolled off that balance sheet. They're still buying assets, guys. We still have QE going on. And then plus they haven't even started raising rates. We know they have priced in the raising rates a little because we know a lot of these stocks from November of last year are down 40, 50, and 60% the same way cryptos are. But we know we're waiting on that main event. We know the Fed. The Fed takes your money without you blaming them. We're waiting on that distraction so they can run the money in the back door. They have to start building this fourth industrial revolution where the robots, algorithms, and drones and cryptos take over the economy while the sheep go inside of the metaverse. And we know we have Jerome Powell called Bitcoin digital gold. Why? Because it's a digital gold for these robots, algorithms, and drones. And we know ISO is this year, guys. We know regulation is coming this year. And who's going to be moving these cross-border payments? That's right, Xrp and Xlm. Ripple and Xlm have been working with the central banks. We know Ripple was one of the first partners for these global payments. Where is Xrp, Xlm, and now Bitcoin Lightning? They are over in the emerging markets, and especially in Asia, because we're going to see the rise of the digital yuan, the rise of China, the dragon, and the fall of America to Babylon. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
We're used to things that may get totally overvalued and they pull back and then they maybe garner more interest at those levels and go back up. We've seen that many times. But these swings are so large, and it kind of we forget how much that Bitcoin had already appreciated just in the last 24 months or so. I mean, even at 33,000, it's staggering how much it's up. But all we see front and center is how much it's down. And certainly, you couldn't use this as in a utilitarian way very easily as a currency. So it still hasn't achieved that.
Well, good morning, Joe. Bitcoin has been called and compared to a digital gold, a new form of gold by the chairman of the Fed, Jerome Powell himself. Volatility is not necessarily a bad thing, and it's normal to see 30 to 50% volatility in the crypto markets in any given month. The markets are behaving just as expected. And despite the fact that the price is down, the fundamentals of the network are as strong as ever. The growth rate is continuing to increase at a rate that's more exponential than what the internet grew in the late 1990s and early 2000s. And the Bitcoin hash rate is at an all-time high. There's $32 million of Bitcoin being generated every day. There's very strong economic incentives for more nodes to join on the network, and the power of the Bitcoin network is at an all-time high. The fundamentals are still strong.
The regular, when it went to 20 a couple years ago, 20,000, and then fell back to 2, 3, 4,000, we had the same type of sentiment now, I think, where it's going to zero. And I'm seeing that a lot. People, Twitter, it's going to zero, it's worthless, it's a Ponzi scheme. You see all that comes out. But now we're talking about this at 33,000, which that's, to put that in perspective, I guess my question is, can it make the round trip back to 8?
I think one of the mistakes that a lot of people make who are getting into crypto is that they're just myopically focused on the price and they're ignoring the value. We all know what the price is. When you're making an investment decision, you also need to know how to value an asset. And there's a number of models that professional crypto investors are using today. And they're all between $50,000 and $100,000 per Bitcoin. These models are over 90% correlated. And what they're telling us is that Bitcoin is undervalued today. So again, I really encourage people not just to focus on the price, focus on the fundamentals of the network and figure out how to value something before you invest in it. And there's a lot of tools out there for investors that are available in the market today.
So stock to flow was one that a couple of years ago was indicating after the halving from a few years ago that it could go significantly higher. Do you have a number for what stock to flow is indicating right now if you compare it to gold or silver, something like that?
Yeah, stock to flow today has Bitcoin priced at $100,000. And that particular model is 95% correlated. And if you use stock to flow priced in gold, it's over 99% correlated.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.